We're going to start at the beginning by cutting the stockinette. You can see I have a hole for the thumb, and it's 1/4 inch to 1/3 of an inch. You can gather the stockinette and slip it over the arm with the thumb in the hole. I like my stockinette to go to my elbow or slightly above, and also to my fingernails. That way I can fold it back, have plenty of room. Here's my gumby. We're going to cut on the black line. I slip the gumby over. The hand goes into the black line. The thumb goes into the rest of the stockinette. And you can see how I have a band going around the wrist, and it goes up the thumb. And that'll protect the thumb from the edges of the fiberglass and from the patient pulling out the padding. We're starting the padding around the wrist. We do an anchor around the wrist. We bring it forward. We go to the palm area, straight down, around the thumb, through the palm area again. And we can do that 2 or 3 times, depending how much padding you want. Now I'm going to rip it off because I find that new casters have a problem with the transition between the hand, the wrist, and the forearm. So why not just do it in 2 parts? As I roll it up the forearm, I'm not too particular how smooth it is. This is because of a new technique we've developed. Now, as I'm rolling it back down the arm, watch what I do. As I'm rolling it back down the arm, I'm compressing the padding. Roll it around, compressing the padding. I have my fingers on top of the padding roll, not underneath the roll. And I'm compressing it to the forearm. Keep rolling. I'm covering up about a half as I go down, which gives me 2 extra layers, for a total of about 4 layers. Now I'm rolling back. You notice how smooth it is here. I'm rolling back my stockinette. And we do this before we start casting, which may be different than you're doing it. But you'll see why in a minute. Roll back the stockinette. Be careful not to crinkle it. And now I'm rolling the thumb stockinette down to the first DIP joint, the distal DIP joint. And then I'm rolling it back again. And you can see I want to spread it out as far as possible. Most important part is spread that out. And I'll mark it for you so you can see it. And that'll protect the edge of the thumb and also cover all the padding once the fiberglass is on, so the patient can't pick it out. Now I'm cutting my fingers. These fingers will hold the stockinette between the layers of fiberglass. It'll prevent the patient from pushing the stockinette and padding down under the fiberglass. Why do we do that? Because we don't want the entire circumference of stockinette in between the layers of the fiberglass. That'll weaken the fiberglass. Now I can also cut my finger at my palm area, but for the demonstration I will not. I'll start rolling the fiberglass around the wrist. I'll do an anchor around the wrist, incorporating part of the gumby. Go around once and swing it forward. Go up the back of the hand. And now I'll do my wave, my pinch, my wave, my pinch. Wave, pinch. Turn it 90 degrees towards me. Turn it back and lay it down. Don't forget to keep it a little bit taut as you go in the web space area. Now you notice I pulled it around the thumb and come forward towards the palm again, because that's where I want my strength, the palm wrist area. And I keep on putting a little bit more around the palm wrist area by coming forward. And now I'm going to go up the arm. As I get to the area where I cut the finger, I'll incorporate the finger in between the layers of fiberglass. I'll continue going around and cinching this a little bit. Why? Because we have adipose tissue in that area of the forearm, and we can cinch it a little bit. I'll finish off the roll. I'm laminating, laminating, laminating. I'm doing my molds now. Here you can see I'm smoothing out the ridges in the palmar area. Here is the interosseous mold between the radius and the ulnar. And I'm pressing with my right hand in the palmar area and volar area. And here is the triangle mold at the end of the cast, the most proximal part of the cast. Again, I go back to the interosseous mold, the palmar mold, getting all the ridges down. Meanwhile, I'm always laminating and molding, laminating and molding. And that's it. And you can see how the fiberglass covers, with the addition of the stocking net, covers all the padding. So the patient cannot pull out any padding. Patient can touch all their fingers, plenty of room. Here it is from the reverse angle. Have my stocking net all set. I do an anchor for the padding around the wrist, come forward, set myself up to go through the web space. Again, go twice through, around the thumb, and I can tear it off there and start again at the wrist area and go up the forearm. And I'm covering up about 1/3 to 1/2 as I go up. I'm just rolling it around. Now as I come back down, I'm compressing. It smooths out the padding. Gives a better foundation to roll the fiberglass. And I should have about 3 to 4 layers. I'm rolling down my padding. Before I do that, we're going to do something special here. We're going to do a bumper. I'll just take a piece of 3-inch, divide it in half there, fold it in half, fold it in half, and now pull down the stocking net. And that gives it a little bumper, a little more comfort. Now, so I don't get any creases with my stocking net, I'm going to cut the stocking net a little bit before I fold it back. I make the first fold on the Gumby to the distal PIP joint, and then I do the second fold, and I spread it out as much as possible. We want that entire area covered by the fiberglass, so no padding sneaks through. I'll cut my fingers, and I'll do it up to the bumper. I'll fold it back, and I can do those 180 degrees from each other on both ends of the cast. For our demonstration purposes, I'll only do one. I start with the anchor, and I incorporate part of the Gumby and back of the thumb. I go around once. I swing it forward to set myself up going through the web space. Now watch this. Wave, pinch, wave, pinch, turn it 90 degrees, keep it a little taut, go around the web space and down the palm, straight up. Now watch me pull it around the thumb area, and I'm going towards the palm again, so I get more fiberglass in the wrist palm area. Again, wave, pinch, turn it 90 degrees, lay it down a little bit taut in the web space, come up, go around the wrist, then I can start going up the forearm. When I get towards the top, I'm going to cinch it a little bit because we have the adipose or fat tissue there. Incorporate the finger. Go around incorporating the finger. And finish off the cast. You notice I'm only using one 3-inch roll. This would be fine for 90% of your patients. If you have that 225-pound high school linebacker, you may want to put an extra roll on there. You know your patients. I do my molding, interosseous mold, triangular mold, pressing down the ridges, do my lamination, go back to molding. That's it.